Before I'd like to start my eulogy, I'd like to quote my favorite author, Edgar Allan Poe. Forgive me for I'm a rather dark writer, but this quote bears meaning to me in this very time of grieving. I am writing this to honor her because this is the very least I can do to express the overflowing love I have for her. She was the one who encouraged me to run wild and free with my ability to write. She called me gifted and told me that I had great potential. It's nice to hear it from your teachers, but it's different when you can hear it from your aunt. And as a person with so much to say, this is how I will express it. Here it goes. The quote is, boundaries which divide life from death are best shadowy and vague. Who shall say where the one ends and where the other begins? This quote takes me back to the day it all went down. I will never forget the way my body froze and time felt still, yet my thoughts spiraled into chaos, along with the pain that kept building up in me. My mother and aunt were quietly sobbing, muttering broken prayers from under their breath. My heart dropped and I felt the mass from head to toe. And though I was unsure of what was going on, I knew that the situation was growing worrisome. I could only soothe my mother's back and tell her repeatedly that it would be alright. I looked at my mother and for a moment her expression reminded me of a lost child. She shook her head in between tears, saying, no, it's not alright. I furrowed my brows at her and told her that God would not leave her because I had strong faith that nothing would go wrong. But not until my Tita Lani came to me, uncontrollably crying and telling me that she was ready to go. Ready to go? I asked myself. Ready to go where? Was today finally the day? What was going on? My brain could not process whatever was happening, but I remained hopeful. This time, my tears spilled and streamed down my cheeks as I relentlessly dragged my feet to the couch and lay. For the first time in a while, I found myself praying. All kinds of prayers that I could think of. Whether it was Our Father or Hail Mary, it simply came to a point where I just quietly prayed. The soft-spoken voice that escaped my parched throat, clutching onto the blanket that wrapped my shaking body. This went on until I found myself in a dream. I knew it was a dream because I felt conscious in this realm, like as if my body was brought to a different world. And it was a dream I wish I had never escaped or left. There it was. I saw her, Tita Cecil, right before my eyes. Her image was the last memory I had of her, healthy, plump, and glowing with life. I found myself smiling at her, but then she slowly approached the light and became one with it. And it was a beautiful sight. And I wondered, is this what heaven looked like? We all have our concepts of heaven, but this one has got to be proof that heaven or the afterlife exists. And then I woke up. My father came inside the room to tell me that she had passed away and that I could console my mother and aunt. And so I did. But for some reason, it still felt hard to believe. I was struck with such deep denial that it only made me feel so frustrated with God. And I hate that I did, but I couldn't stop myself from feeling that way. So many questions came to mind, and I wondered why God had done it again. Why, God? Why must you take away those whom I love? Why must I have to be put through never-ending grief? What trial did you put me through this time? Paano na yung mga iba kong tita? Paano na si Tito Albert? Paano na? And though I was disappointed, I still went to church to pray because there was no other way to cope with the pain but to face it and not run away from it. And for 2 to 3 weeks, I had not cried until it just broke me one day. The pain was unbearable and ill, and I could only weaken at the thought of it. Waking up only to remember the loss pulls me down as if I'm chained to my ankle in a deep pool. My tears will prick my eyes out of nowhere, and I'll find myself trembling from the never-ending agony that exists like a parasite in me. There is a huge void in my heart, an emptiness worse than a black hole. And in those several weeks, I felt a pain greater than any other pain that I've had in my life. I wish I could hold her, hug her, tell her how much I loved her and how sorry I am for all the times I wasn't there. And I know this isn't what Tita Cecil would want for all of us to feel in the long run, but now I just cannot seem to run away and hide from the pain any longer. This life is bittersweet, but perhaps I'm just drowning in melancholy. There is a growing insanity in this looming anticipation growing in my heart. And no matter what path I try to walk, I end up falling
into pit holes of extreme gloominess that I cannot shake off, like a coat that's stitched into the skin that binds me. Though the pain feels endless, I know we will all heal, but it does not have to be now. Tita Cecil played a huge part in our lives. One evident thing is that she's deeply loved by many. Not everyone gets to feel that, but she lived her life in peace and love, even throughout her battle with cancer. She was a fighter, a teacher, a sister, a lover, and a mother to the little ones who looked up to her. Her strength as a person taught us all what it means to truly be strong and still. She fought long and hard until the cherubs lifted her soul from her body, which suffered far too long. They alleviated and destroyed the malady that was slowly killing her. She was free. Her beauty shined like the radiant sun above us all, and her kindness was as gentle as a feather. She was an adventurer who explored deep forests of challenges and left them like a champ. She was understanding like an owl, and her wings guarded those whom she loved. Looking back at the quote from earlier, it is true that one can never know when you're at the finish line. There were many moments when she thought it would be her last, but because of her fighting spirit, she was given many chances to make the most out of her life. And nothing hurts more than an endless yearning for someone who is no longer here with us. I will admit that to this day I will never understand why things had to be the way they were. As someone who was just about to start their life, witnessed a loved one finish theirs. And the saying, lost time is never found again, is true. Time can be so selfish because time waits for no man. There was so much that I had planned to do. To see her, to hear her, and to feel her embrace. I had gotten a glimpse of what it was like to be loved by her. But time had cut our connection short, and now I'm stuck holding onto the memories I've had with her. They play in my head like flickers or a film tape that plays on repeat. The laughter we shared, the tears I shed because I felt homesick, missing her, and the first and last Christmas I celebrated with her. 2019. They were good memories, beautiful memories. And if I could turn back time, I would do it just to feel it all again. She's touched me somewhere deep in my heart and my soul, and I'll cherish it with me till the day I also reach the finish line. Thank you for fighting. Thank you for allowing us to fight this battle with you. You are deeply loved and cared for. I hope you know that and always remember that. I hope and pray that this message gets to you somehow. Don't you worry your little heart. Tito Albert will be well taken care of. He's a very strong man at hindi namin siya pababayaan. As for your siblings, we will all work as a family to keep one another safe. No one will be left behind or neglected. As for your nieces and nephews, you will continue to strive for greatness just as how you did, our role model, our beautiful, smart, and strong Tita. As for your grandchildren, please send over little angels who can watch over them and keep them safe always. And lastly, when you get to heaven, tell me what it's like to be there. Color the sky with your warmth, drape the sky with your bright shine, for these are beautiful remnants of you. Come to see me in dreams and wait for me when I see you again. I love you, Tita Cecil, my Tita Ninang. Rest easy. You will forever be alive in our hearts.